Now I'm going to show you something fairly simple, just changing the view of a photo. So let's go into the editor, edit and enhance photos. It's a rainy day here today. Not non-stop raining, but drizzle and gloom. So I hope you have the sun with you today. Here we are. Sorry. Just killing time while it's opening. Continue trial. Alright. Let's go and use, instead of our file, remember before we did file, open, or I think we were also opening from the organizer. But let's use one of our shortcut bars. Remember, it's the shortcut. So there's open, there's new. Let's use open. And this is those finished images we created for CS2. Let's open the picture frame. Either double click or hit open. Either way, doesn't matter. Alright, there it is. This was a picture frame we created for an old photograph. Alright, now there's several ways to change the view. We can, right now it's minimized, so at this point we could drag it around. You know, let's say we wanted to move it over here. That way we could pull a palette over or something. And then we can also maximize here, like so. And then we can go back to minimize up here, multi-window mode. So if we had several items open, we'd see maybe another one here. Let's just open a couple more just to show you what I mean. Let's go to the sphere. This was a cool one to create in Photoshop CS2. I'm just going to hit convert. Alright. See, isn't that sphere pretty cool? Alright, so now this is minimized also. So the advantage of minimized mode is we can then see the other one behind it, and if we were dragging layers, it'd be easier to drag them to another project because it would be here. Now, like I said, once the project that we're on is selected, we can maximize there or minimize it entirely so we don't see it at all there. And that went back to the bin. Now if you remember here, I mentioned here the photo bin, we'd mention it later. There we can expand it or minimize it, but that just shows you how many photos or graphics we have open. Right now the sphere is open, but we can go back to the picture frame, just clicking it there, brings it back into view, and we can minimize the photo bin, like that, and this tells you 2 files are in the bin. Now, instead of using this, you can choose fit to screen. View, fit to screen. There's other selections you can experiment with. But fit to screen just maximizes it to as large as it can, but it's not maximizing it to its full capacity, like that is. Now sometimes you're working with a larger photo. Let's go back to the bin here. Let's open the sphere. Now maybe we want to get a nice large view of this, and we don't want to see these palettes. They're in the way. So let's get this photo bin out of the way first. And now we can close the palette bin, which gives us a nice clearer view of the image. So if we wanted to zoom in down here, you know, to, I don't know, 40%, or even larger here, we could type 67%. Probably a little too big, but let's go to 60. Okay, 65. I'm just picking it too big, aren't I? Let's go, I'm guessing 50% will be about right. Okay, so this just gives you a nice clearer view of the image without the complications of having the palette bin. But obviously if you're going to make adjustments, you're going to probably want the palette bin there. But it's just nice that you can move it in and out with this little button down here. So go ahead and experiment with that. And this is your zoom percentage down here. Also gives you some other information about the photo. How many inches by how many inches. You can choose what you want to show here. Right now it's showing the document dimensions. Anyway, prime purpose of this lesson was just to show you how you can change the view of the object. Minimize, maximize, have several items in the bin, and so on and so forth.